Welcome back to 1.2 Brain Cells Podcast. Hola,
Yay!
hola.
Money.
Jess. Hello, hello, my love. What is your random thought of the week?
Um, it's actually it's a two. Well, it's one random thought and then a tidbit to it that reminded that reason reminded me of my random thought. So on TikTok, right? And I
Okay.
don't understand this. Okay, let's say you like an account, right? Like it's a funny page and shit, right? And then you go on the page and let's say like they have like a Bible verse or like there's someone that they believe in Jesus or whatever, and so they're like, oh, everything sings to God or whatever, right? There are some people on TikTok like the second they see that they get turned off and like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that page anymore. And I'm like, the fuck does it have to do with you liking their content? Like if their content ain't about Jesus, it's just them personal. How they're not bringing it to you. Like I know it's on their page, and in some other clips, like oh I'm so grateful and I thank God or whatever. Whatever. Don't like that video. What does it like? Because the biggest one I've seen is Do you know who Keith Lee is?
Keith Lee? That sounds
Uh huh.
familiar.
Yeah. So
Is that an,
he has a decent following on TikTok. He's like this.
does he have a
He used
podcast?
to be an MMA fighter. No, no, I don't know who you're thinking of. But the one I'm thinking of is a TikToker. He used to be an MMA fighter, and he's like he just like rates food, right?
I
He's
know
like, I
who he
got
is.
it. Let's try
Yeah.
it. Rate it 1 through 10, right? That's it,
Yeah.
right? And so that's his content, just going to trying to run restaurants and then giving it a honest review and like helping the restaurants that aren't doing well. Great, whatever, it's great.
Right.
Now the man's also believes in God, and so he's like when he gives like an appreciation to like, oh, I'm so thankful for everything I've had. I thank God. I thank the people and the Father and all this. People are like,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Like the second he started posting about that, I lost interest, and I'm like, he's still a great guy. What the fuck is religion gonna do with anything, bro? Man's still
I
rating
was
food. He's like, I ain't. He's not out here like, oh, God brought this down from the sky. No, bitch. What the fuck? And then people
I
are like,
think
oh yeah, like I hate that.
I will say I think what causes that is that there's a lot of people that's just plain traumatized by religion that they want nothing to do with it at all. Do I think it's
Fair.
reasonable? No, but yeah, there's a
I
lot of
guess
people
fair,
like
but
that.
again, it's like it's not in the majority of his content. It's like very few videos and far in between. And I'm like, because of this one aspect about him, you're done. You're done with the whole thing. Like I understand, like the second he starts talking about it, you want to scroll. I'll get that because you don't want to hear about it. That's fine. That's great. But to say like, oh yeah, I blocked him because of it, you're doing too
That's
much. This
much.
man donates a lot of money. Like he's like I'm like he's doing a lot of good, and you shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Not being not the bitches. I'm like this is just too
Are you
sensitive.
annoyed?
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know people were blocking left and right. I do know that people randomly just block because they're like, "Oh, I don't like this," and I'm blocking. Which I don't get blocking content unless, like, for example, if I see bigoted content, then yeah, I'll
Uh-huh.
block that. But
For
like,
sure.
if it's just some like, if I'm just not interested,
Hmm.
I won't engage with it. Or if I just
Word.
don't want to be in my whatever, you can select a not interested in this
Yeah. I know
versus block.
I have like some creators on TikTok, but it has been for like either they did something sus and I was like, I don't fuck
Yeah,
with you. You don't even deserve to just come across my page.
yeah,
Or like again some bigoted shit. Like
yeah,
MAGA or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Stuff like that I get. But other stuff I'm just like, I'm gonna ignore it. Like there's no reason
Yeah,
to
because
block.
one thing is harmful. You know, one thing is a harmful thing, being MAGA or being a big and shit like that. The other one is just his personal way, their personal way of living life,
Especially
homie.
that especially because I know who I looked him up when you were first introducing him. I
Mm-hmm.
do know who you're talking about, and yeah, his
Hmm.
content's literally just food reviews. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like he's out here trying to push anything
No.
or something anything. Like, he'll maybe make a comment here and there, and then move on forward. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. But I've
so
been seeing, and it wasn't just about him. Like I see mad people like, oh yeah, I want on the page, and their header,
yeah, their little
their
bio.
bio, right? Their bio, it's like a verse or something. So it's like, nope, block. I'm like,
Yeah,
y'all actually doing too much.
that's funny. I was gonna say, all right, yeah. I was gonna say my random thought. I never have a random thought, and of course, my random thought ends up being dark as fuck. Um, so when
Did not need
I'll
those.
explain how I got there, but first I'll
Hmm.
say what I thought. So if someone passes away in your home, like
Uh-huh.
parent, anyone, just
Anyone.
you,
Just a
yeah, like
body
they're
is now dead in your home.
right, not like an accident that like you went to wake them up, they don't wake up. Okay,
Okay. A peaceful death, sure.
do you have to call 911
Yes.
first? Okay,
Yes. Right away. So that they A, don't think you had nothing to do with it, and B, so
right.
they can call the bot, like they can call sudden death
Determine.
and all that.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, all that. All that.
Reason why I asked, right? No one's passed away. No one's passed away in my home. There's no bodies over
Okay.
here, right?
Okay.
What's it called? No, it's so my family, or at least I've always grown up where my mama loves to make the joke when I die, right? Or not the joke, because to her it's not a joke. She'll just like she's been prepping me since I was like aware of life. Like once I was like old enough to understand things, she's like, so listen, when I die, you gotta do this, right?
Okay,
Um,
that's morbid.
which I should, yeah, I know. But my father never has ever
Uh-huh.
mentioned that. And recently I think I mentioned that we were celebrating my mama's um what's it called? Birthday. And we were discussing certain things, and my dad out of nowhere just goes, yeah, like I've been making sure that my tuxedo's ready. I was kind of drunk and I started crying because I'm like, what do you mean? Right. And then today that I was driving around with my mama, and again, I don't know, we were talking about something completely different. I think we
Yeah.
were just making jokes about something else. And then as we're driving, or as I'm driving, and she's in the passenger seat, she was talking about something. My mind goes,
Okay.
oh shit, if one of them passes away, God forbid,
Right.
do I call 911 first? Do
Hmm.
I call the fams like, hey, listen, they just passed away. Do you want to come through? Uh am I gonna be in the mental state to do none any of that? Cause it's them. So I know I'm gonna be a hot mess. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So and so I like slicked in the question so that she didn't think that that's where my mind. I was like, "Mommy, you know, like because we've had a lot of passings in our family, but they were all like people were sick, people were older, so like it was expected. We knew what to do, but never
Hmm.
like that. Like I think also like recently I was rewatching, spoiler alert, Bridgerton season 4, and where
Mm.
Francesca finds John. Um in my head, I was like, what do I do? So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, she also told me call 911 first. They will
Hmm.
tell you like, okay, someone's coming, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And then yes, you have to start like letting family people know.
Right.
My immediate
I
like
just had
my
a scenario in my head.
okay.
And I'm like, now imagine that someone had like the vague idea that like, oh, when so and so passes, I need to call 911, right? But like again, it's the scenario where like the person's like really old or like it's for a fact they gon' pass any second now, right? And so now let's say it happens, right? And now the person that's still living, it's like, oh, okay, now time to call 911, right? And then so in my mind, I was like, what if someone calls the non-emergency line? And now you're the 911 operator. Be like, oh, what's your emergency, right? Because again, this is the non-emergency line, right? They're like, oh
There's
yeah,
a
so and
non-emergency 911.
yeah, yeah. There's 911 for emergencies, and then there's like the non-emergency police department,
What's
like
the
just
number to
the
call
police department.
non-emergency?
It would just I don't know if it's like a quick one like a 911. I think you just call the police department of whatever town you're in.
That's so much more work than just calling 911.
Yeah, but again, it's a non-emergency.
Okay.
Because 911 is urgent, right?
Yeah.
Now this person's like, there's no rush. The person's passed. We got time. So, so they
That's more
call the not.
suspicious. That's more
So they call,
suspicious.
but wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Again, they don't know better. They're like, okay, well, there's no
Okay.
rush because they passed. So let me just call the non-emergency so that no one's stressing over here. And now you're the operator. Like, how can I help you? And they're like, oh yeah, let's say I don't know, grandma, right? Grandma passed.
Not
I'm
me,
sorry.
ma.
Yeah, grandma, she's just now waking up, but it's okay. This is part of the plan. She was supposed to. This is not shocking.
Part of the plan. Oh no.
We knew this was gonna happen. So like, when can you send someone over? And again, you're the operator. You're getting told someone just died and it's not emergency. Like, I'm like, did you like? It would have been me. I'd be like, did she pass in her sleep? I'm sending the 911 people. Like, ASAP, go to this person's home. It's weird. But can you
Yeah.
imagine being that person? Take your time. It's all right. She ain't going nowhere.
Bro, that's so, oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, no, you know what? Quick, so yeah, I know where it stemmed from, because so we were a little tidbit, right? A little short story
Yeah.
before we get into the topic. The reason why we got to there prior, because we were in the car, and again, yes, my family always talks about dark shit like that, but that, like, we hadn't talked about that today. No,
Today.
we're at the mall buying some stuff with my mama, and she's all excited. She's all happy, right? Because like her birthday passed, but we're doing like a celebration, so that's what's coming. And so she's all excited. We're looking at shit. She's all dressed that she wants me to wear and whatever, right? And then I see her get a call, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick this up." And all these days she's been getting a lot of calls. So all right, cool. I figured she's gonna be in her call, so I kind of like step away a little, and I'm looking at other stuff. But when
Mhm.
I'm also kind of listening, but not really, like I just am aware of her voice, and I feel like the inflection on her voice changed. Like she got like a little
Mm.
distressed. So I'm like, what's
Okay.
going on? Right? And we're having happy go lucky time. Like this is great. All funsies, smiles
Yeah.
all around. But I see her face of concern. And she goes, "Oh my god, but when did this happen? Blah blah blah." Anyway, she hangs up, and I'm like, "What happened?" And she goes, "Oh, so and so called me. It's a friend of hers that she knows." And she was
Okay.
like, "Yeah, she called me because the beginning of the conversation was like plastic related stuff." So I'm like, "Why are we distressed right now, right?" And so
Yeah.
apparently the person that called is someone that she always does work, or not does work, but like does plastic things for them, but it's also a friend. And so they hadn't talked in a long time. And so she was like, "Hey, listen, yeah, I need this tablecloth, like this table cover or whatever. Can you do that?" And she's like, "Yeah, for sure." And she's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How are you?" "Oh, I'm good. How are you?" "Oh, good, good, good. So and so died." Right? And so my mom, like, so and so died. Mind you, the so and so, someone my mom's known for a very long time.
And that's how
Right?
they break the news to her?
Pause though, because in my head I was like, so when she's telling me this, I'm like, oh, this person passed away in these days, right? That's why. Because my mom had told her, "Oh yeah, my birthday just passed. Like we're gonna celebrate this, blah blah blah." And the person goes, "Oh yeah, you remember so and so? Yeah, they died." And it's like, when did they die? 2 months ago. And first of all,
And
why are you
now they tell your mama?
And now they tell her. So homegirl and my mom, so my mom's telling me this, and then she starts to cry. She's like, "They buried her and all, and I had to say goodbye." And I was like, mind you, we're in the middle of a JC Penney. And I was like, so I go and
Oh,
I hug her, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. And so
how
she's
could they not tell
going
her?
through it, right? She's going through it right now.
Of
And I'm
course.
like, and mind you, we were mid shopping, and I know that she wanted to get the shopping done today. So I told her, I'm like, "Do you want to go to the car for a little bit, and then we could come back in? Like, it's whatever you want." She's like, "No, it's okay. I don't care if anyone sees me." And I'm like, "Cool. We're about to traumatize a bunch of people. That's fine." You imagine you walking, picking out your socks in JCPenney, and then you
Yeah.
see a little older lady crying as they're picking out dresses. They're gonna be like, "Look at this insensitive child." Like, anyway, but no, we finished choosing some stuff, and then we went to the register. So then I was asking, like, I was trying to get her how she feels. Like, yeah, because she was like,
Hmm.
"I need to finish my shopping." I was like,
My
priorities.
mind went, if I were the person walking by, I'd just be like, sorrows, prayers.
So prayers. And so anyway, but that's how we got into it. Like she was
Yeah.
telling me, and she felt really guilty because she hadn't seen her friend in a long time.
Oh.
And so I was telling her, I'm like, "Mama, you really, like, I understand, the guilt that you're feeling, but at the same
Yeah.
time, this is just like, sadly, this is life, right? Like there is no way for you to know. You've known her for so many years. I'm sure that she, like, in her last moments, remembered all the good moments shared, not the fact that, and I'm like, and you weren't aware. Like, again, but the whole time in my head, I'm like, no disrespect to the other lady, but this vieja, why are you calling? Like, if you calling the other one, the
Wait,
one that shipped me,
did she call with the purpose to break the news to her now?
no. She just called because she wanted plastic. And then she was like, "Oh, by the way." But see, my mind is, it's not like she's not aware, like, because my mom's like, oh yeah, I'm like preparing this for, because she asked her, when can you do this by? And she's like, well, we'll have to be towards the end of March, because like this past week I've been busy. This next week I'm really busy because I'm planning my birthday. So like, if I'm on the other line and someone's telling me, oh, I'm all excited planning my birthday, I'm gonna be like, I'll tell them after. They're gonna contact me nonetheless.
Yeah.
Especially
Shit.
so that La Senora been passed away. It's not like it happened. Like if it happened last week, and we're trying to see the
For sure.
burial stuff, yes,
For
I'll tell them
sure.
immediately.
But
But if
no,
this
this
shit,
is, and no pun intended, dead news.
you hear this shit, bro? That's crazy.
I said no pun intended.
Anyway, I was gonna say, you know what you said is funny, because I was gonna say, I'm like, it's not like it's not like she just died. She been dead. That ain't gonna change in the
Yeah.
next week. Like, you couldn't have kept that to yourself, right? Because we come home
Judo.
and like, you know, my mom's doing some stuff around the house, and then she's like, I'm gonna make myself some coffee, and I'm like, you want me to make you some coffee? And she's like, I feel horrible. I'm like,
right.
and that's gonna be in her head for weeks, bro. And which, again, I know this sounds selfish, but in my head, I'm like, you could have left her in peace. Like, now my poor mama, instead
No,
of
for sure. Like, bitch, it's because you fucking forgot to share the news earlier and be like, oh, let me do it now before I forget again. Like, how inconsiderate.
Granted, I know the other lady's old, and old people be inconsiderate as
Write it
fuck.
down in a fucking memo and put it on your fridge.
Put it right there.
Yeah.
What's the crazy part
tell
is,
Margarita.
like,
Okay, back you go.
You were gonna reconnect. It's not like this is the last conversation you're gonna have in another few months. No.
Upcharge for that plastic, bro.
No,
Charge
my
the
mom would
inconvenience
because
fee.
it's a friend, bro. Like, is because they've known, like, again, older ladies, and apparently and then she started telling me about the lady, like the one that called, and that she found her husband dead. There you go. That's how I know. That's how we got. So like, yeah, when this was years ago though, right? Like, her husband and her always had a schedule, and then she found her husband, you know, like he just didn't wake up anymore. And then in my head I was like, oh my god, what if that happens to Benito? Because my immediate, like, for example, my mama, we have family that is nearby that, like, they're like 10-15 minutes away, where I know, okay, fine, I call the police and I'm like, yo, listen, my mama, and then on their way, and then I have to do hey, listen, so my mama just passed. And then I know some people will drive over and blah blah blah. But my aunt, the one that's the closest to my dad, like his sister that lives here, she lives like almost an hour away. So I'm like, well, shit, do it. I'm like, I have to let her know. But it's also an hour away. But then my mom's like, you remember? She's like, you remember when grandma passed? It was a few hours before they picked up picked her up. And I was like,
I have a question.
Sure.
Because who's picking up the body? The police?
So So from what I remember for Grandmammy was you call them, let them know, hey, this happened. So then they send over like the paramedics or whatever to determine what happened, right? Because they also have to come in and see
you have to pay for an ambulance?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No. Yo, the concerns of the US.
They're expensive.
No. If they're still alive, because they'll then and there determine if they're alive or not, right? So this is the assumption. Well, at least Grandmammy, she was not alive. So then they determine time of death, right? Okay, they passed away, blah blah blah. Then I think someone has to come, which is the coroner.
Okay.
I don't know. They're the ones that do the death certificate. Cool. Then they send over a group of people. This was traumatizing because, again,
we've had your house are sending people.
Yes, so wherever the body is at. So then they're going to take it to the funerary home, right? What was crazy, I have never seen this because, again, we've had passings, so we've seen shit. But my grandmama, so after those two people came a group of people. And they took out her body on a stretch in a bag, in a black bag. And I remember all of us were like, this is horrible. Like, again, we knew Grandmammy was going to pass. From decorum. It's never like that. It's never like that. They usually do take the body, but it's a lot more like, it's like it obviously
it's
they
more
have
decorum.
Yeah. A black bag, bro. I was like, okay. Yeah, I was 19 or so. It was crazy. So yeah, that's what they do. And then so then they take it to the plane, so it's examined and all that, really determine if that's how it was, and as long as everything's kosher, then we're fine. And then you talk to, depending whatever services you want, then the rest continues. But yeah, so in my head I was like, this is horrible. Like I hate, again, my mom specifically has always been the one to talk to me through things, or like tell me all these things. But that specific moment, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna handle that. Like,
Word.
because it's literally just the three of us here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm sure other people that live in this household will come and be with me, but those are not the people that I want to be with me in that moment. Like, I'm just like,
Right.
yes,
Right.
I understand why you guys are here and whatever, but like, so yeah. But yeah, so that was my random thought. The one time homegirl has a random thought.
And it was a doozy. You
Yeah,
can skip out on
but
the next one, baby. It's okay.
no, but see, you got educated. Now God forbid you have
So
to
it
deal with it.
has to be 911, not just a regular police
No,
department.
you
Okay.
have to call 911 because then it looks
Okay. Okay.
suspicious. Because this
Well,
is
I mean,
like,
if there's medical history that they're on the decline, that's that. It's funny enough. Similar thing happened to Roberto's mom, right? So my mom's husband, his mom, she has, I think she passed about a year now. I think it was sometime last year, and
oh, really?
she had poor health. Um, she was a bitch.
Okay.
She had poor health, right? But like for some reason she never wants to go to a doctor, so it was hard to
Yeah,
just get her seen sometimes. And so they
yeah.
just like towards the end she was just on like bed rest essentially, right? And
Mhm.
then one day like she just didn't
She
wake
just
up,
went.
right? And so same thing, they're like, well, what do? We have her here at home, right? And so mom's like, y'all need to call the cops. And they're like, but there's no doctor. And so like we might like the concern was that they get charged with elderly abuse and neglect,
Oh,
right?
negligence.
Yeah, negligence. There we go. Right. Um, and mom's like, right, but you have a dead body, so you have to
Yeah,
do. You can't just, And
yeah.
so my mom, she a G sometimes. She called up her cousin, who's a doctor, and they're like, hey, this is the situation. What do we do? And they're like, okay,
Mhm.
well, if you call the cops, which is what you should do, they will also charge you, and it will be, they'll have to, like, if you don't have any doctor offices, then yeah, it's gonna be suspicious. She's like,
Oh shit.
I think she's like, I'll get you just like a death certificate and just sign it. And mom's like, bet, thank you. So that's what they did. And
Allegedly,
then
allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly. And then later, yeah, then they once they got that settled, then yeah, they did bring in like a funeral home to come take the body. Um,
Allegedly.
allegedly. R.I.P. I guess.
Damn. Yeah, no, I'm not like, granted, I've come to or like in the last few years, I think I mentioned this. I've been coming to terms with the fact that this is going to be a lot sooner than I would want.
Mm,
But the other day we were
mm-hmm,
calculating with my mama. My
mm-hmm.
grandma, when I was 4, she was 70, and she lasted a good 15 years after that.
Yeah,
So
damn.
so I don't tell my mama. I'm like, and we're calculating grandma, okay? Because grandpappy lasted until he was 95. So, and I'm like,
You
so, and
got
you
time,
are gonna surpass
baby.
all of that. So
Yeah.
we have a few years. Godspeed.
Word.
But life be
Or
life,
not
and
Godspeed. Take your time. Take your time.
no, not Godspeed. God's wait.
You
Is it
said
gonna be one of
Godspeed.
those? I said God's beat, like God, whatever, God willing.
God willing.
It's one of those
God
moments where
willing.
yeah,
God.
God willing. God willing, it's
Yeah,
many
Christina
years.
gasped me, and I was like, "No, we not trying to go through this years ASAP, bro. Take your time. Snail
Yeah,
pace,
milk
please."
that shit, bro.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I
Hmm.
have now entered an era where I have to be ready, and I hate that. I'm like, I am not ready for that. I'm not ready. And so
Right.
then, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, we will leave this for another topic because my mom went in on other stuff that I was like, I'm on the steering wheel, and I'm like, I'm about to have a moco come out because I'm about to cry. Like, stop it. But
Of
we'll
course.
leave
Yeah. No, I tell
we'll
my
leave-
mom all the time. I'm like, "You ain't dying. I'm like, you ain't going nowhere. Me and you we sewn at the hip. Where the you go, I go. Hey, homie." And she just laughs. I'm like, "You can't go." But yeah.
but you can't go. She go though.
No, not in that sense. In the sense that I'm here, so she has to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? We'll pull a. I think there's a weekend at Bernie's. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna
I
do.
don't.
That's
I
what we're
don't.
gonna
What
do.
that mean? Is that a movie?
I think they reference it in How I Met Your Mother. I think it was like an old show where like I think the friend died, but they didn't want. It was like it's a sitcom, and so they just had the body with them, and they had glasses, and they would move it. Like it's very
Oh,
morbid.
oh, is that where that bit came from?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
okay, okay. I see.
Yeah. So we're just gonna weekends
Got
with
it, got
Bernie
it.
it with our mamas, bro.
But yeah, but my mom on Argentina, and so I'm like, I, what am I supposed to like? I gotta buy right. We just don't think about it. We just don't think about it.
Don't you worry. We'll scrap up all our points. You lost some, but you regained them. But all our
Yeah,
points, and we'll get you where you need to go to, baby. Don't you worry. Yeah.
but
Noel has the boat. Noel will ship your ass over there.
bitch, that boat is useless as hell. She can't even use it when she wants. So
Anyway, speaking of boats,
yay,
um,
this week
recently,
travel.
no travel. No, so the topic of this week is traveling. The way that
Yeah,
came about was because Vane and I recently booked our trip for our 10-year anniversary because us
one.
two.
Oh, bitches.
Mm-hmm. We have this year we hit 10 years of being biffles.
Yeah,
Because we've known
yeah.
each other for I think 11, right? Yeah. We
11.
known each other for 11, but we officially became besties 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been great. It's been dandy. It's been going strong. Not an argument in sight. We've been Gucci. And yeah, it's been phenomenal. What you thinking about? We've never argued. I've
No,
lied
not
to
that.
you.
Baby,
No. The one time.
good reminder. I know. We forget about it. No, no, because we met summer of 2015.
Yes, but we did the program summer of 2016. Remember with Drake's View album? That's
Yeah.
our
So then
yeah.
we're in 2026. Oh my god.
Yeah. I've been
Jesus
calculating
Christ.
this
You know,
for a while.
this is not the second time I thought we were still in 2025. That's why I'm like, maybe 10 years from 2016 is 2026. We're in 2025, but we're not.
You're fine.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
fine. You're fine. But yeah, no. So we hit our 10 years, and so given that a lot of the times when we've done trips with our friends, we're the ones doing a lot of the research booking and all that.
Yes.
People help, but we do a
Oh,
lot of
for
the
sure.
heavy lifting. We
Mm-hmm.
decided that we
They
wanted to plan.
acknowledge it.
Yeah, we wanted to plan something for ourselves that was a little more relaxed, right? Originally we were going to do a trip to Amsterdam, and then due
Yes.
to my job and certain things ended up not going through like that. So then we were
Mm-hmm.
like, let us find another option. And our other option first was gonna be Jamaica. We were gonna go to
Yeah.
Montego Bay. We were gonna get her a big old Jamaican. I just wanted a coconut. That's all I wanted. She was gonna be, whining.
You, yeah. I just wanted to be known. You're the one coming up with these plans. I did not say any of this.
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna enjoy my coconut, and she was gonna enjoy that coconut, And so,
Mm.
and we found a good
It's gonna
option,
be
and
a
we were
whole
like,
week of this.
and so we were gonna go with that one, but we were like, we hopped on a call as per usual, and
Hmm.
we booked our
Hmm.
thing, and now we're gonna go somewhere else because I also don't want to disclose too much where we're going in case one of y'all
Yes.
wanna feel creepy. But we're going somewhere tropical, and so we're very excited. We'll most likely post a picture.
Very.
Um,
To an
and
all-inclusive. It's adult
mhm,
only.
fuck them kids, bro. Fuck them kids.
Pictures were
Um,
beautiful. Reviews were great. We're excited,
Food sounds
homie.
bomb. Yeah, we're really
Yeah.
excited. It's
For
gonna
an all
be phenomenal.
resort too.
Huh?
That the food was also good for like an all-inclusive. Normally food's
Yeah,
mid, but like people were even saying the food was good. So
yeah, and we look up
you
some
know.
videos. And so with that, we were like, we've done a few travel episodes where we talked about different things, stories
Hmm.
and shit like that. But with this one, we decided to take it more on like what we like in the sense of, I'll just go across the topics real quick and then we'll dive into them
Hmm.
after. Adventurous versus more relaxing, luxury versus more simple, domestic trips versus going out somewhere else, being foreign,
Hmm.
and kind of our taste and we'll probably throw in a
Yeah.
little story in there, and
Yeah.
stuff.
Because it's funny, for the most part, maybe you and I have
We
completely
align.
opposite
Oh,
preferences. We, yes, on the overall, but
yeah,
like those specific topics,
yeah,
we
little
for the
ones, yeah.
most part choose opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think our personalities go well enough where
Yes,
even if
no, for sure.
we might be on opposite ends for certain things, we also are open to the other side
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
So
on the
like,
whole we do align.
yes, yes. We've traveled quite a lot at this point that
Yeah.
it goes. So let's go with the first one versus adventurous versus relaxing, which I think there we are on the same page for the most part.
Of relaxing.
Of adventurous versus I say we are somewhat adventurous. We're not full on relaxed, babe. We're not because okay, so
If I had to pick between the two, right,
mhm,
I would always pick relaxing, because for me that's what a trip is for, to just relax and have a good time. Versus when
mhm.
I think adventurous, I'm thinking like we're always active and shit and out and about, and that exhausts me. So I don't mind that to a degree, but if it's between one or the other, I'm only picking relaxing.
Interesting. Because I was gonna say I wouldn't have put us into the full on relaxing
Hmm.
because I also prefer a more chill vibe.
Hmm.
But I also like, again, if you have to pick between the two, I would pick
Yeah.
adventurous in the sense of
Yeah.
if every trip has to be the same thing, I'm going to pick the adventurous trip because as much as I like chilling in a resort, doing nothing with my life, because to me that's how it
Yeah.
is. Like there's relaxing where you're doing nothing. You're staying in the same hotel all the whatever days you're at, no adventure, no nothing. You just stay in the same spot. Versus you have to go and see a bunch of shit. I would choose to go and seeing a bunch of shit over the.
Right.
But that's what
So
I'm
see,
saying.
this is what I meant by we're actually opposites.
Oh, I thought you would have also chose the not
Nah,
because
because
I
like
know
even
you're
not in an all inclusive, right? Like if it's even like even Europe, like when it's just me, I'm gonna say a solid 70% of the time it's me just staying like in a local area, just like going maybe to a bakery every single day or something like that, or just like little venturing out, but again, staying local within a walking range where I could just enjoy having a peaceful day. And then maybe like that last 30%, it's like, okay, let's go to another part of town, or that's when we go book an excursion. That's my preference. That's why I would say for the most part, I just like the
Oh yeah,
relaxing.
yeah, no, we're definitely opposite. Because for me,
Yeah.
I do enjoy relaxing moments. I need them because
Hmm.
I've had
Hmm.
trips where we're doing way too much.
Hmm.
Granted, I'm loving every moment, but I'm like, I'm tired. I'm so
Yeah,
fucking
but why do you
tired.
think if people like they don't get pushback on it, but they question it when I legit put in nap time in our planners? I'm like, why do you need to schedule a nap? I'm like, you're gonna
I don't
come
question
to,
it.
you'll thank
I'm
me.
like, yeah,
And every
it's,
single time, every like the first time someone's gonna trip with us for the first time and they see nap, they'll be like, why is it scheduled? You'll see. I'll be right back.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
no, I agree with you with the fact that having the little nappy
Scheduling
time's
naps.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Again, the first
also
time you
fuck
might see it,
it
you're
at
gonna question it,
nighttime.
be like, what kind of grandpa shit is this? But you'll thank me later. And every single time someone's coming this the first time, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, this is smart.
I vividly remember, I think the last trip that we took was like a group trip was I think we were in Scotland because Minsu was
Yes.
already with us. or was he? But it was, we all literally had a full on chill day. Like we were chilling in the Airbnb, we were watching like our things, whatever. And I know some people did not like it because they're like, I want to go out and explore. And we were like, you can go off. But like that
Yeah.
was very much needed. Like the same way in other times that we'll plan certain things and certain excursions are like they'll pick you up, but then the rest of the day is chill at a different island or
Yeah.
something like that. I fucks with those because okay, yes, you have the crazy morning, but then you're just chilling.
Yeah,
Um
you're people don't they just see it as like a one activity kind of thing. They're like, oh, I'll be fine to do something else afterwards, but they don't realize the time it takes to get to the meeting point, and then the traveling, and then like the actually seeing. And you walk a lot more than you realize when you're out on these trips.
you
That
do
by the time
so
you're
much.
done with that one activity, you tired.
You exhausted.
Like you sometimes you don't
You
have the energy to find lunch. That's why I find lunch
yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah. I will say yes, I do need downtime, but if I was
Mm-hmm.
put you have to choose one, I would choose adventure because I
That
love sightseeing. And it doesn't even have to be like full on excursion, but I do like the idea of like we're gonna go see this. We're gonna go do that.
yeah
Um
yeah
I
for
love it.
sure.
I love it.
Yeah, and no, and that's why I think like usually like one day in each city, I'll leave it to like either just like one small thing in the morning and then it's like plan on your own or not. Because by
Yeah.
that point, I'm like I need my time to do nothing. So y'all go be free.
Yeah, and I think it's also again us managing a group of people. That's always good because there's going to be people that don't want to do all the same thing, which is also very important. Because I know, like, I
Yeah,
remember when we went to Barcelona, we had a day that it was like the first half of the day was anyone do whatever you want, and like Manny,
yeah. Oh, then
Noel,
we all met up. Yeah, that was
stadium.
a fun day.
That was Noel and Manny went to see a
The
stadium.
the
Me and you had to
football
have a
stadium.
brunch
Yeah,
date. It
yeah.
was yeah. I don't know what the rest did, but I that's
They
the
went to go
groupings
see
that I
a like a
remember.
tower or something.
Yeah, they went to like a tour. It was great. It was phenomenal. We had a good time.
We slept
Yeah,
in. We ordered
we
ourselves
got
an
a
Uber because it was
cute.
just the two of us.
We got a little boozy, and then we went to well, I think it was
Yeah,
Park
it was
or
peaceful. We
something.
had so much time, especially since some people like get up like mad early, and then we went up. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're so tired. Wake up early." And me and you were like refreshed. We're happy. We're energetic. See,
Glowing,
like people.
glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My mom is someone that I always have to consider downtime for because she
Ah.
doesn't realize it, but because she'll be
Mhm.
like, no, I'm fine, and I'm like, no, mama, I know you, and she
Mhm.
loves to just go and relax. And so she's
Mm.
very much the type of person like you know how sometimes when you're doing things back to back to back, you'll take maybe like an extra shirt or whatever, but you are maybe in the same clothes the whole day. She
Mhm.
does not like that. She needs her to be able to come back, take a nice little shower, take a little change of clothes. None of that.
I
Like
see.
yeah, she's my little bouginess sometimes that comes out is stuff that
Uh
I've
huh.
I've grown up around her. And then my
I
more simple
see.
stuff is that I just love the adventure too much that I'm like, I'm willing to suppress certain levels of comfort for certain things, adventures, you know. But then at the same
Okay.
time, there's
Okay.
certain discomforts that I think we can go into the next simple versus luxury. I could do simple, not the whole time. I
Right.
I a little bit look at these nails, and you're gonna sit here and tell me I'm not bougie. I know I look like a house right
And
now, but
And this is again where we differ because if it's between choosing the two, will choose simple. Because end of the day, I just need a clean room and a roof over my head, homies. I don't need the extra shit.
yeah, the amount of times that as we're choosing Airbnbs, hotels, whatever, that
Yeah.
Noel and
Though
I be
that
like,
shit always cracks me up. That shit always cracks me up. Um, and this is why I let you guys have a browse first, right? Because knowing me, I'm not gonna all look at the aesthetics of it, right? So I've just, we've come to get our system where you and Noel look first because you guys only look at the aesthetics and amenities and shit, and then I'm gonna go in and then I scratch everything off, and I'm like, nope, 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 and I'm like, here's
yeah,
the practical ones instead.
yes, and then we've always found a good middle where we're still having
Yeah,
niceness, but it's still
yeah,
also economic because also I will say your options always come to be a little cheaper, obviously because you're not paying for like extra
yeah,
niceness, which at least in our earlier years of traveling was a bit more like heavy on that because we're trying to save. But as the
Yeah,
years gone
yeah.
on, I've also adopted some of that mentality where again, I do
Mhm.
like me some of my bougie shit. But when you've proposed and stuff, I'd be like, at the end of the day, we're just gonna sleep there. It's fine. Like, we're not gonna die.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
yeah,
I remember this one time, it was the very first Weebles trip that we did when it was like all of us, like the
same
Manny, the Max,
people.
the Lacey, the Mintu. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I don't remember which town it was, right? But you had found, it was a really cute apartment, but it was like the highest costing one, right? And I look at it and I'm like, no, why the fuck? Because it like, first of all, it didn't even have that many rooms, and one of the beds was a couch, was a straight up
Oh
a
yeah,
couch, right? And it had
yeah.
like one bathroom, right? And this was our
Uh
first
huh.
trip with a large group, so we didn't yet understand the necessity for two bathrooms at least.
Mhm.
But like mad people were voting for it because it was really pretty, right? And it was still within our budget too. But then
Mhm.
like there was another apartment which wasn't as nice, but it offered the two bathrooms at least, and it was like a good couple hundred cheaper, right? But you,
Yeah.
Noel, and Lacey, and I
Mhm.
think one other person for voting for the really expensive one. And that's why I went in the group chat. I'm like, guys, I know you want this one, but this one's ridiculous. You're paying
Yeah.
all this for what? We don't even have the two bathrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember where it was either, but yeah, I remember us choosing like something so much more nicer that, or not nicer, but just so much more luxurious for. And honestly, it wasn't actually better. A
Yeah.
lot of times that reminds me, a lot of times, which is it goes with what you're saying that we'll look at it aesthetically and then you'll go and actually read the shit. I,
Yeah.
for some reason, I can't like. It's not even like I don't read because I'll read descriptions and stuff, but like it's
Yeah.
a bit of a skim over. But I go, my
Yeah.
initial thing is I look at pictures. I look at
Me
pictures, and then my
too.
second thing I do is look at how many
The
beds and how many
rating.
bathrooms,
Okay, and
and
also the rating,
and yeah,
right?
and overall rating. I'm like, okay, this sounds great. Vanessa will go and read in detail, find out like apparently
Yeah.
it'll be like actually like I will accidentally it'll be like, oh, you have a balcony and a pool, and then little will be like an old man's gonna be there the whole time you're there, and I'll accidentally skip it,
Yeah.
and then Vanessa be like, baby, who's this old man? And I'm
Yeah.
like all the
Yeah,
time
I remember
happens to me all the time.
another one where it said like four beds, right? But then one of the beds was a pull-out one from like, so it was like a single bed, and then under the single bed was like this pull-out thing. So it was like this
Yeah,
really thin mattress, and we
yeah.
just saw four beds,
It was
and
like a
I'm like,
drawer.
yeah, I'm like, y'all realize the fourth bed is this drawer, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
And then there was one
never
place,
mind.
I don't know if it was with you or it was when Noel and Dom and I were gonna do our trip.
Mm,
But there was one where like you had to climb these little stairs to the bed and it was like over the top of the other bed, but it wasn't a bunk bed.
that was just you
It was like
guys. I think that was just you
okay.
guys.
And we were cracking the fuck up because we were like, someone's gonna roll in their sleep and then aplastar la otra persona on the bottom. Like, and so we were like, this sounds cool, but we're not gonna do that. That is not
Okay,
practical.
yeah, glad you
We
did it.
kept thinking to ourselves, what would Bonnet look for? Because again, the three of us, the three stooges, when it comes to picking things out. Dom
Or
does not know how to choose for her life. She's very much a here's my money and go off.
yeah,
Um,
which is
and then
also
Noel,
Noel.
yes, but then when Noel has to hunker down and choose, again,
Uh
you're
huh.
looking at two that like
She'll give it
bougie.
a skim. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, like I'm trying to think the times that we have gone, not us, but like tripwise that I have gone with the luxury type item, and I
Uh
like
huh.
it. And the two I moments that come up to me is I've gone to Dominican Republic quite a lot, and
Yeah.
in the times that I've gone, I've been already to like 3 to 4 times. I've been there 4 resorts, I think. Not four
Okay.
resorts, 3 resorts, but 4 times where I've stayed at a resort. That is not my go-to. Like nowadays,
Okay.
I tell my parents I don't want to do the resorts anymore. Like I want us to explore the island. But anyway, I went the first time I ever went. I stayed in the Barcelo Bávaro Beach all-inclusive
Okay.
resort, and that was that I wouldn't say is the epitome of luxury because when I went to a wedding in Cancun, the wedding that they did, the place that was the epitome of luxury from my
Right.
experience, and I loved it. But it is nice. Like the minute you step off the airplane, they're helping you with your luggage. When you get there, it's a welcome cocktail. Like, oh girl, I was eating that shit up. I'm walking to my room and there's someone helping me with my. I don't have to carry a single thing if I didn't want to.
Uh-huh.
And I love that shit, right? And so that was my first experience. Then the second time around, we went with some family and they had already chosen the hotel. And then they were like, hey, listen, we're going to go. Do you guys want to come with? And we were like, sure. The hotel itself was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one that we were looking at in Jamaica, Riu, whatever.
Oh, okay.
But again, my first experience had been that first one. And then I get to
Like
this
the
one
standard.
and I was like, okay, all right, this is it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I liked. You know, like I was like, what the fuck is this? So then whatever, I went to another one. It was in the middle of that one and the Barcelo. And so last year that we went on the trip with my sister and the rest of our family, I was the one making all the plans. And I told them, I'm like, listen, we're going to come stay at this one. And I got it at a good rate. I did get really good rates because I called them and I'm like, listen, I've been coming here. I'm coming with a big group. What discounts can you get me? And I got good discounts. And it ended up being so much better. And so my everyone, this is the first time, like it was my sister's first time in an all-inclusive. I think my parents had gone with us to the other one, but this was their first time in this nice one. And then my aunt and my uncle, my aunt and my cousin that they've always lived in DR and also like they've never gone to an all-inclusive. They loved it because they were like,
oh, right.
This is nice. And I was like, I know, right? I loved it. And I will always, if I go back, I want to explore others, but if I want guaranteed luxury without it being too pricey, Barcelona.
Okay. So when you take me to DR, we go there, we spend a couple of days, and then you show me the rest of the island.
Yeah, absolutely. Because hopefully this year, God willing, we go back and not to the resort though. So I'll be exploring other things that when Manny wants to also go and explore certain things, so we'll go. And then the second time was when Sarah and I went to Croatia. Her sister was the one that put everything together for us.
Yeah.
And so she was like, listen, there's this hotel option, then there's this one that's a little nicer. And so when we were in Split, that is a town there that is like on a bay, we chose a nicer apartment, but it was just the two of us. The apartment itself was so nice, but it had a window view to the city and it looked and the water and it was stunning. And again, the price difference wasn't that much, but it was considered a bit more luxury.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. I was like, I love it here.
Yeah.
And so
if I see that like the simple version and the nice version are only like minimal difference, then I don't mind going the extra for the nicer one. But if it's like two different price brackets, give me the fucking simple, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that, and I've calmed down. I've calmed down from all the luxury shit, you know. I was gonna say, the kind of third option that we had going on was domestic versus foreign. Being, would you travel within the U.S., which is our domestic?
Yeah. Okay. I think this one we're both on the same page on.
Yes, I would take. I think also because it's expensive to fly within the U.S., but I will go to another country before I go to another state.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
will reason with myself, which sometimes it's not even that much reasoning, because I'll be like,
yeah, because sometimes you can find some really cheap flights to Europe, which is like the same thing that you're getting round trip within America, which is honestly really unfortunate. You gotta fucking fix that, because I don't know why a trip to like just to like Texas some shit is over 100, like, or anywhere in the States. Nowhere in the States should be over 100. We're already in the fucking States, bro. That shit pisses me off.
I think where it comes in though is that although you are within the States, we are covering a lot of ground.
I guess. But I'm like, I'm crossing the ocean and it's almost just as much as just a 2-3 hour flight.
Yeah, that is true. Like, for example, flying right now to Florida, for example, is easily like 3 to, like, on you choose a random day, we go. It's and we're also talking about not Spirit, not Frontier, none of those, forgive the word, ghetto ass flights, because I don't do those. I don't like them. But if you want like a normal, if you want a normal flight then you do that easily is costing 300 or so. When
Yeah,
again,
even more if you want to carry on.
yeah. Let's go 3 to 500.
You
You
go
pay
to Europe for 5.
for 5, and that's a cheap one.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, do I pay expensive 500 for Florida, or do I pay 600 for? And then I have my carry on. I have maybe the option of a checked in bag, and I'll
Word.
select my seat. And
Word.
now I'm
And
in the
then
middle.
sometimes that Europe trip overall the costs are fewer in Europe because
Yeah,
the booking a hotel or an Airbnb sounds like it's real expensive. Fucking in anywhere in America.
easily
You know,
200 a
so
night,
yeah, so
and
exactly.
that's a cheap
So
one.
I easily both of us foreign for sure. Although there
Yeah,
are some really nice domestic places that I mean I've been wanting to visit like Montana and like we gotta visit our buddy Vinty.
we do have to
Though
visit Vince.
I don't even you know I wouldn't even mind doing a road trip and we drive because renting car rental per at least is cheap and I had one booked. I was gonna do a road trip all the way down to uh New Orleans. That didn't happen. But I
Yeah,
was gonna.
I have to not find a way, find a time, and go and visit Sarah over on the West Coast, because I have not gone to see her. And every time that I book something or I'll post something, she's like, "Oh, have fun," and I'm like,
I
"I'm
cannot
sorry."
blame her though.
No, not at all. I tell her all the time, I'm like, "You're right. I'm shitty. And that's not an excuse. That's just, and me saying that I'm shitty doesn't make it better. But I get it."
Listen, if
Um,
if Sarah's willing to house me, I will happily make sure you go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, baby, you can't go before I go. You fucking crazy.
No,
That would be
no.
insane. But
Like
no,
the
I
biggest
do.
motivator is if I'm going, then I'm like, baby, we going, right? That's usually your biggest motivator. If I make sure
Yeah, but see,
if
that's
I
not gonna help. It
plan.
has to come from my heart, because if it's because Van is going, then that motivated me more. That no,
No,
no, no, no,
I
no.
meant like in the sense that like okay, like I sit you down and I'm like, when are we going? And I make you plan it.
That's I no. That
Okay.
speaks poorly on my friendship, and I will not do that. So I will figure this out. Don't you worry. I've been able to figure out other shit. I will figure this one out. But no, I was gonna say, yeah, no, I do like the idea of there's certain places here in the States that I definitely want to visit.
Mm.
Like I want to go to Colorado. I want to go to Arizona. Me that I
Mm-hmm.
love hiking. So many hiking places that I can go to. I want to go to Texas, but for me, Texas is more of like I want to go get some Texas barbecue, because I love me my
That's
barbecue.
the one. That's the one.
I also want to go to New Orleans. Um, yeah. I think the only time that I'm very much like simple as heck, the cheapest that I have to go is when I do
Yeah.
dance travel stuff. Because in my head, I'm like, I am literally the
You're just
whole
going for
time.
the dance.
Yeah. So if we can put 10 of us in a room, I'll figure it out. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
And that
just
is
give me a blanket and a pillow and I'm good in the corner.
no, I do. I'm like, at least give me a corner on the bed, not no corner on the
Okay.
floor. If one of y'all want to
Okay,
be on the
okay.
floor, we walk. But
Okay.
yeah. That's the only time that I'm very extremely too practical, actually. But it'd be okay. But yeah,
Economical.
economical. Sure. Let's go with that. But yeah. No, I especially now too, the more we're or like the older we're getting, and then the more we've traveled, there's certain
Hmm.
things that are like low key non-negotiables. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like for me,
Yeah,
certain
like
airlines
yeah, no, for sure. Like one of the things where I will always spend the extra bit of money on is between airports. I'm
flying
not
out of
if
where
I
we
need to be
like to.
stuck,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not spending like if it's 2, 3 hours in traffic but a cheaper flight, I'm not doing that. Give me the one that's an easy, quick 20, 30 minute drive. I'm paying that difference. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
another
no,
one I
for
had in
sure.
mind was Portugal. We found a really cool Airbnb, but we had to do some stairs. I don't mind spending a little extra means to have a first floor because you're
Yeah.
already climbing a lot in Portugal. I don't need to add more
Plus
to
your
it,
luggage.
bro.
Plus your
Exactly. Oh,
luggage.
that was rough.
Apparently, though, if and when we ever go to Italy, that you are tough out of luck. There's places that you won't like. Either you have to climb a lot of stairs, or
Hmm.
based on where you came from, like let's say the airport to where you're going, you're gonna climb stairs to get to whatever Airbnb. And I'm like, we have to map that shit out. We have to figure out the map. Look at the street view that shit.
Street view, click, click, click.
Yeah,
But
yeah, exactly.
no, but yeah, I know I for sure want to go back to Portugal. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, I want to go back to Portugal. I want to go back to Spain. There's so many places I want to go back. I want to go back to Scotland. I had so much fun in Scotland.
Scotland was
Food
beautiful.
was phenomenal. I think easily one of
Speaking
my
of
favorite
food,
places
funny
I've been.
story. Part of the reason why I want to go back to Portugal is because, well, both Manny and I, is because I don't even remember, but Manny and I found this seafood restaurant, but it was seafood only.
And then we didn't get to go. Yeah, I know.
We
I
didn't get
remember.
to
I wanted
go.
to go there too.
You don't understand when it was because it was gonna
Lisbon,
be
right?
Manny and I, right? Yeah, yeah, it was Lisbon. Manny and I, we found it. We're like, oh, we're gonna go us two, and then I'm like, well, let me let my baby know, and then my baby knowing lets everyone else knowing, and lets the person that didn't like seafood. So it's like, and then Manny are like, do we just go us two? And I'm like, I kind of want to, man. And so I think till the last second we're debating whether or not to just dip on all of y'all and just ditch. And we're like,
The
nah.
funny enough thing, I don't know if that was the
But we
time,
wanted to.
but I
Yeah.
remember there was one day because Lisbon was difficult for me to get around, period. And I had decided to stay in the
Yeah.
hotel and then decided to not stay in the hotel, which again,
Yeah.
that's zero regrets though.
Unsafe.
That shit was so much fun. Yeah, no, super unsafe. But yeah, I have my location. But nonetheless, super fun. 10 out of 10 would have done it again. Like it was great. Was that the
She
time
learns
that you guys
nothing.
want to go to a restaurant and then y'all went somewhere else? Because I remember I did get to eat, not there, obviously, but I did get to eat some seafood at somewhere I went to because y'all had dinner somewhere that I couldn't get to. And so I was like, whatever, I'm in these streets, so I'm going to have my dinner. Was
We
that the
weren't at
same
a
thing?
restaurant. We stopped by. We went out to go see the area nearby, but we were still nearby where we were staying at. But it wasn't dinner. We stopped at a bar. We stopped for a bar for drinks, and that's when you were texting like, "Oh, guys, I'm actually out walking," and they're like, "Oh, let's meet up for dinner," and you were like, "Oh, I actually just found a place to eat here, so I'm just gonna stay here." And we're like, "Okay."
Okay.
And then we went to food
Yeah,
because
because
we ordered appies, but that was not dinner. It was just appetizers with our drinks.
got you. Yeah, no, I'll happily go back to Portugal, specifically Lisbon. I loved Lisbon so much. It was so pretty. There's so much more that I would have that I didn't get to explore that I want to. Um,
Hmm.
and I love, for example, I want to go back to that Italian spot that we went to. It was so fucking good, bro. That
I'll
ice
never forget
cream,
about
or
that
not,
place.
that
I'll
sorbet,
never forget that. Yeah, that sangria with the gelato,
so
that
good, bro.
chili oil.
Yo, throw that shit on everything. It was so
We
delicious. It was
did,
so
and
good.
I even like chili oil like that. But even I was like,
I love
"Give me
chili
that
oil,
shit.
man.
Put that shit
I
up."
was gonna say, yeah, no,
It's all right.
that one was good. And then specifically Edinburgh, Scotland. Oh, I would easily go and spend like 5 days there because there's so much that like we got to see. Don't get
It's
me
a
wrong, we
beautiful
got to see a
city.
lot.
Mhm.
It's so
Mhm.
gorgeous. And then, bro, the Indian food there, oh, so fucking good, yo.
So we're gonna make a
Definitely.
trip. It's gonna be Edinburgh. It's gonna be Lisbon. It's gonna be a new one.
Let's go to Croatia. I'll take you out of Croatia. I fucking love Croatia.
Okay.
I'll say one thing too in my adventuring side. As much as I do not like I do get a little scared driving places.
Mhm.
Driving in the times that we've driven, as chaotic as it has been hands down one of my best experiences. Because driving in Croatia, where Sarah and I got to see
Yeah.
so much shit, totally worth it. Switzerland, us driving in Switzerland, bro. Like I need to go back and do that again. Um, yeah, we get to explore so much more, and I love it. Is it chaos? Yes. Does it create stories? Yes. So like it's I just yeah, I'll take it. But
Listen, it's fun if you don't have a critical backseat driver.
yes, and then I'll say though, that being said, I would never drive in our countries. Like I went to Peru, I've been to DR, and I'm like I've been to Costa Rica and all that, but like me drive there, no. I'll
That's
be
fair.
there with my oh shit handle, and I'm good.
That's
No,
fair.
I would not. Would you drive like in the times that you've gone to Argentina? Have you ever driven or no?
I have not, only because mom doesn't let me,
Good.
since it's stick shift.
Oh, okay.
and she
Yeah, my
doesn't
good
trust me with
isn't
her
because of
car.
your specific driving, just in general. I'm like, I don't know, that scares me. I don't think none of us are seasoned enough drivers to.
It's
Maybe
not
Manny.
over here. It's not hectic how you and Manny describe it.
Okay. Yeah, no, Peru's fucking crazy, bro. DR too. It's
Yeah,
insane.
no, it's not. It's not chaos. Like it's obviously not super duper neat. Um, but for the most part, like I wouldn't be terrified to drive here.
I would drive in Puerto Rico,
Uh huh.
maybe. Um,
Okay.
I wouldn't drive in Costa Rica because there's so many cliffs, and I feel like I'm a little too clumsy. We're gonna drive off a cliff by mistake. At least from getting to the capital to where Noel's
Okay.
family taking us. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I'm like, someone else can drive. Like you don't see, like yes, you see that it's a cliff. It's not like you don't see them and you might follow. No, no, no. But you know it's there, so it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah. But I'm excited for our trip. High key, I can't wait.
It's a.
It's gonna be relaxing. We'll post
Mhm.
a picture or two. On I will post on our private accounts that you have no access to, but we'll post on the brain cells. We'll post a single
Mm.
picture. Um, and I'm sneeze.
I mean, we have public accounts too.
Uh,
Bless you. We have public accounts too.
no, we do, but it's not like we're gonna be posting like location and shit. We're just gonna maybe after the fact, but
We'll do
nonetheless,
it after.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But not you're gonna see. I'm excited. I'm so freaking excited. The way that I'm containing myself from taking out my summer clothes to start trying on shit that I want to pack. Because that's one thing. I like to be my luggage. Granted, the night before I always unpack it nonetheless, but I like to have my luggage packed a few days
Mhm.
before. That shit's packed and ready. I'm looking at it and it's ready. Mind you, I had already packed it well, but the night before, I have to take it out and make sure that everything that I had planned to be in there is in there, and then I have to repack it. But
That's adorable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I've literally been itching to take out like my swimsuits, my dresses. We have to go shopping to find out our matching outfit because yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna be courting like that. Noelle will be like, yeah, yes, absolutely. So freaking excited. Yeah, Noelle was funny when I posted our little countdown
Mhm.
in our personal public accounts.
Okay.
Noelle, the way that this is giving, so had you not said best friend trip, she's like, this gives gay. And I'm like, I know, we've been giving gay. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not a question for
We are
anyone.
not new to getting called a couple, bro.
No.
We just say thanks.
Yeah. Baby, it doesn't help.
And
Baby, baby this, baby that.
mhm,
My love.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long y'all been
But
together? Oh, we've been together 10 years, man. It's like we met yesterday.
I am. Yeah. The amount of people that as I'm like there'll be like, dance stuff is coming up. And so I'll be like, oh, I can't. I'm going to be away. And they're like, where you going? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm celebrating a 10-year anniversary. And they're like, you're not single? And I'm like, I am very much single. I'm like, 10-year friendship. And they're like, oh, they're like, that's really cute. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've known
People
each
need
other
to
for
get on
10
their level of friendship.
years. I'm like, we were roommates. And so I know, right? And they said they were roommates. I know what's it called? They would say that they were friends. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were roommates and that's how we got close. And then, might have kissed a little, who knows? But like there's nothing there. We're just friends. What you mean? You know.
The more you
It's
add to it, the more it just sounds like we're in denial.
we have planned to have children together, like
Yeah.
platonically. Yeah.
But like for real though.
No, but like dead ass though. Yeah, like that's probably how it's looking. Actually no, because I was gonna say not actually no, because I don't want to, but I'm saying no because we don't really like the idea of kids as of now.
Yeah.
But in my
That's
head,
the
I'm
only thing
like,
that's stopping us from having kids together. That we don't actually
yeah,
want kids.
yeah, yeah. And the way that I always be thinking to myself, I'm like, I like the idea of having someone there. While despite the fact that you do like your alone time, and I'm like, if
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, let's just be together. Like, and again, it's not like that. I'm so down with that. I'm like, I'm ready to have my
Yeah.
forever, and I have my forever, and I'm good.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be
Yeah.
chilling.
No,
We're
I don't
not
be
helping
chill.
daddy.
No, because for real, I'll be stressing. It's like, man, I have a partner, and I'm like, back the fuck up. Yes, I do. Not you always gonna be there.
Exactly. And I love it because in my head, I'm like, I have my set partner that we're good. We're going to be good at conflict resolution, all that shit. But then I can have my fun on the side. And that would fit your E and M because I won't care. I'm like, yeah, baby, go on. Tell me about it. Let's sit down and have tea. I don't know. This is sounding better by the moment. And again, not helping with the allegations, but
It's
who
okay.
cares? Who cares? Why does it matter? Right? Right. So
Right.
right. But yeah. We'll be Glinda and Alphaba had Alphaba not left Glenda and Glenda not being a weenie. I don't
Okay.
think yeah,
I
you
haven't
haven't.
seen what good.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I love it. This is fun. We will keep updating you guys as we go on this trip. And again, this is not the first nor the last topic of travel, because again, that is something that's so big in our lives that it will always be something we'll continue to bring up.
We'll
If
always
you
share stories.
enjoyed, mm-hmm, if you enjoyed this episode and want to see more stuff like this or other topics, we release a new episode every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, any streaming platform you think we're on. We probably are. We're also on social media, so find us on TikToks and also find us on Instagram at 1.2 brain cells _ official. You can like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want on there. We also have other content, little clips from episodes that we've done, messages on there, or privately if you want to be a guest. As long as the three of us like you, you will be welcome. If not, tough noogies for you. That being said, toodle loodle,
Totally.
hugs and kisses.
Not from me.
Bye.
Bye.